All right, we're back with our second segment here on PMP Sports. We are talking second day of the Elite Eight. Yesterday, I'm pretty sure all the favorites won. We had Arizona against and Wisconsin beat UNC and Xavier. Then Kentucky just
dismantled West Virginia.
Yeah, so much for 36-1 West Virginia.
Yeah, that opened them out way too early.
And then Notre Dame, they're doing great. The only real hiccup they had all year was when they went to Duke. They got blown out by 30. Otherwise, awesome year for the Irish. There's already this one team in the Elite Eight for the ACC.
Yep.
It's a definite of two because NC State and Louisville match up.
So
they're both from the same conference, so they're going to come out, and then potentially Duke if they beat Utah. So, okay. What game do you guys want to start off with? Matt, you can go first for this. You pick what game.
Let's go.
We have 4 games, so we'll
Four games, so you pick what game you want to talk about first.
Let's go Michigan State, Oklahoma.
Okay.
That's a great game.
Fun to watch.
You know the crazy thing about that game? I think that's the most certain one where like I'm positive certain team's gonna win. Like I'm overly confident that Michigan State's gonna beat Oklahoma.
I think Oklahoma all year.
I disagree.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear this.
Go ahead first.
Oklahoma has had one of the strongest schedules this season, and they've put in a lot of effort into like winning close games. And I think this is one of those games where they're just gonna edge out by a couple points.
I could go either way. Could go either way. What do you think, Ben?
I think Oklahoma they did have an extremely tough schedule, but I feel like they shouldn't have been a 3 seed. And I feel like that's kind of
really good.
I think they deserved it.
I don't know.
They're really good.
Michigan State's a tournament team. Oklahoma's not a tournament team. Yes, obviously talented.
Michigan State's battle tested.
Yeah,
you put it like that.
That's exactly it. Michigan State is 100% battle tested.
They did play in the better conference, Michigan State.
Yeah.
It's just when it comes to the tournament,
the Big 12 was better than the regular season. The Big 10 had a down year in the regular season. But everybody knows once you get to the tournament.
Yeah, Big 12, though, they were a big disappointment.
Well,
Iowa State's in the Big 12, right?
Yeah. But everyone knows once you get to the tournament, the team that's going to succeed is teams from the Big 10, not the Big 12.
Okay, right. Oklahoma.
I mean, other than Kansas, which, of course, they stumbled up.
Oklahoma is 46th in adjusted offensive efficiency and 6th in adjusted defensive efficiency.
So it'll be a defensive battle. Like most of the games.
It's an experience thing. How many guys from Oklahoma ever went to Sweet 16? And their coach.
I assume 0.
It's more of a coach thing at this point in the season.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like Izzo's going to find a way. I think it's going to be a close game.
He always finds a way to the Final Four, but that's it.
Does.
He never wins the big one.
Well, exactly.
He hasn't won it since Jason Richardson was on that team, I think.
Which that's why I'd love to see Michigan State do, because I mean, we've seen that.
Izzo always loses against Coach K.
We've seen that.
He always finds a way to lose.
Yep.
But I could see him knocking off Duke, and they get there.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
But I don't know. It's I'm more confident about Michigan State. I don't think it's a toss. They beat.
I think it's going to be Michigan State. I think it's going to be Michigan. Well, there you go. That's the only situation because they didn't.
Virginia played kind of poorly in the tournament. Though I know that they did lose against Michigan State. Michigan State's good, but the way they played against Belmont.
Anderson was coming off injury.
Yeah.
You know, and they couldn't stop Belmont because Belmont decided to just shoot from 34 feet out.
But if you're a 2 seed, it's not all about one guy.
No, absolutely.
I feel like you're getting this deep in.
Their offense is not strong enough.
I feel like you're getting this deep into the tournament. You really throw the seasons. You really throw the seasons out the window. It's more like how have they been playing during the tournament?
Exactly.
I mean,
like the MAC tournament.
Exactly. Like
we go undefeated at home, beat Manhattan twice. What happens? It all comes down to that one game. We lose.
How hard is it to beat a team 3 times in 1 year?
I mean, you're looking at
your rival.
You're looking at Kentucky. That first game they blew out. Their second game they kind of had a little trouble pulling away there at the end. The third game they come back and they're blowing out. So now you're sort of gauging yourself like how is this team going to do? But you're looking at Michigan State and Oklahoma. They both have great tournaments so far, and it's going to be a great game.
What do you got?
I'm going to go for Oklahoma. I'm with him. I'm with the strong schedule.
We're split.
I'm with the strong schedule on that one. I have to put it up there.
It's probably my favorite game of the night.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna. I wouldn't be surprised whichever team wins.
Right. Shout out to Isaiah Cousins from Mount Vernon, playing for Oklahoma, making it to Sweet 16.
That's enjoyable.
Bunch of guys from Mount Vernon. Jabari Hines. Plays at UMass now.
Yeah.
Transferred out of West Virginia. Then there was Kevin Jones. Then Ben Gordon played at UConn.
Yep. Andre Drummond.
Drummond from Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
He's from New York.
He's from Mount Vernon.
Then he moved.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So next one, Louisville, NC State. This one's NC State's such a wild card.
They beat Duke at home, right? Who else?
They
They beat Miami at home,
The
correct?
thing
Which
about
Miami's the other team that should have gotten
the
in.
thing when they beat Duke at home, they shot a ridiculous percentage.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. How
That's not.
you
It's not a
know,
consistent thing that you can.
it's
That you can. You know,
like
get
Iona,
a gauge
like,
of. Exactly.
You know, Monmouth set a record in the MAC tournament for
19
threes
19
made.
threes.
Whatever. Don't want to talk about the other game. Like
Yeah,
we
let's-
haven't been talking
let's-
about it
yeah,
all show.
let's not go there.
I'm not
actually.
gonna let it go ever.
I don't want to ruin my weekend.
Right.
Back to back years. Okay. All right. So, I don't know, but the thing you can always count on is Louisville's defense.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
That's why.
I
you know,
thought when they lost Chris Jones, I said that's it for their season. There's no way, and they didn't look like they were gonna recover. The next 3 or 4 games, they played awful. I said there's no way they're gonna play well in the tournament. They've played real well. And they're the. I mean.
Once you get this deep in the tournament,
UConn
Exactly.
played
throw it out the window.
Exactly.
UConn played
Exactly.
awful. prior to
Exactly.
the tournament
Great
too.
example.
Yep.
But
Great example.
But
They got hot.
there's no Shabazz walking through
Yeah,
that door
exactly.
or boat right for Louisville. I
Right.
mean, Terry Rozier, he's good.
And Blackshear.
Harold,
You just had the
Blackshear.
effort of Harold.
Harold decided to just take jumpers all year instead of biting in the paint, and then his numbers have been
I
down a
love
little
Harold. I love that guy.
bit. I don't see him being an.
You
NBA
know his
star.
effort. You know his effort is always going to be there. Will NC State's effort
Right.
be there?
Right.
It'll be there, but would it be enough to
They were
overpass
this close
Louisville?
to
I don't think
being
so.
out.
Does
If
does,
Louisville
does
didn't-
NC
I mean,
State
if
have the
LSU didn't
leader
show.
to carry them in this game? Michigan State has the Travis Trice or the Denzel Valentine if they need it.
Gonzaga has the Ray Bell Jr.
Exactly.
It's
Pangos is still there.
Pangos, Wilcher.
They got
Mhm.
Wilcher.
Think about
Wilcher's
this.
awesome.
Think about this.
I
Wilcher
know.
transferred from Kentucky.
I know he did. Yeah, he was in the Anthony Davis
Right.
recruiting class. That
Think
was
about
was
that.
the most underrated recruiting
Unbelievable.
class.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's not underrated, but he was
Right,
the
yeah.
most
I
I mean,
underrated.
D'Angelo
in that
Harris. D'Angelo Harris is another player to
class.
transfer.
They
It just,
got,
it just depends whether they bring it that night.
Michigan State. There's always that one guard that comes out of nowhere, like Kalen Lucius.
Kalen Lucas.
And then they had Lucius too.
Yeah.
That one
Yeah,
year.
that's right, you're right.
He gets them out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a
Keith
it's a year
Appling,
process.
And Keith Appling didn't turn into anything, but he was.
Gary Harris.
So yeah, Gary. A lot of guys just don't turn
It's
into.
weird
Don't
because
translate into. I mean, Aaron Kraft would have been a perfect example. I'm
yeah.
glad he didn't go into the draft because he wouldn't have been a good NBA player.
He didn't even get drafted. so
Exactly.
that's not-
He's a good.
and
He's a
Michigan-
doctor instead.
Yeah,
I like that.
Michigan State's first team, best team in the past.
I really
while,
loved Aaron Kraft,
last
though.
year.
I loved watching
They
that kid
lost.
play.
They lost to UConn.
Yep,
It doesn't
yep.
matter. It's all a tournament thing.
Yeah, it's all whoever's hot at the right time.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
all it is.
So who do we got? I got Louisville.
I got Louisville. Also.
Louisville.
Yeah, I
Louisville?
gotta go
Oh,
Louisville.
okay. All right.
I think
UCLA
I-
Gonzaga.
That's the one. That's the one I want to.
Let's go.
You see, I feel.
We got a UCLA
I
fan here.
I feel UCLA has no place right now where they are. I mean, they've taken out so many of my picks that I just don't want them there. But
Now,
they're playing great.
Let's start off that UCLA shouldn't even have gotten past SMU because
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
a goaltend.
Yeah,
They
you know.
shouldn't have been.
But it
They
happened.
shouldn't even
But
have
it
gotten
happened.
into the tournament. I don't
But,
think.
Here's the thing, though. A lot of people didn't even have them in the tournament.
I
but
didn't.
The reason I'm okay with it is because they're in the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
Of course.
they've made a case
They
for
proved it. They
Yeah.
proved it.
I was-
If they
I was
didn't
gonna
prove
do
it,
it. I was
they
gonna say
didn't
that.
Prove it like a lot of people would have been mad.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I think SMU's a good win, but it shouldn't have been a win. They should have lost. I mean, that's a goal. I mean,
know,
it's not a
that's the
goaltend
sad
in my.
thing. It shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
you
Oh, of
know.
course.
Like,
But they
it's
the way the
handled-
tournament
handled-
is.
Yeah,
Like
they handled
Iona
UAB.
should have hit their threes, but oh, sorry, we keep talking.
Right.
I keep doing it. But yeah, I mean, UCLA they earned it,
Oh, absolutely.
but Gonzaga,
Gonzaga's.
there's always like that thing, like
There's that
with
spark.
Iona clinching the last game. Gonzaga, it's like getting to where they need to be,
And it's
'Cause
and
they've
they
been-
haven't been able to.
They've been
Ever
they've
since
been
Adam
top
Morrison.
seeds.
Ever since
Yeah.
Adam Morrison, they've been great every year. But they
Is
just haven't-
this the best Gonzaga Bulldogs team ever? It's the question that's going past. Is it?
I
Is it? What do you guys think? Because this question's been on ESPN literally since the tournament started. Is
I
it?
don't know enough about Gonzaga's history to be honest to make that comparison, but I
John
think it's a
Stockton
strong
went there.
possibility. Yeah, so I
I
mean,
can't
don't
stand
know.
Gonzaga ever. I just don't think they're a good team in the tournament.
Well,
they always have
yeah.
a history. of
I mean, they're
falling
in the
out.
Sweet 16.
yeah, they get to they just
but
can't finish.
This bracket's the Duke bracket's too. That's not
Oh.
that strong of a
No, not
bracket.
at all.
I'll be honest. I'm a huge Duke
Not
fan.
at all.
They lucked out.
oh, absolutely,
Oh,
100%.
but I got. Ooh, I think Gonzaga. Oh. Like,
Listen,
I'm
with
not saying it with confidence, but I'm going with
Of
Gonzaga.
course, of course.
Because of Wiltshire.
Yeah,
Everyone's gonna say
like
Gonzaga.
culture.
I mean-
and Pangos is clutch. He's so clutch. He played awful in who was their first game? The North Dakota or the Iowa game. He didn't play well, and then down the stretch he hit like 4 shots in a row, and that sealed the game. So
Yeah.
I mean, you have Raybell Jr. on one side. UCLA has their players, but I mean
Looney,
Looney,
Norman
great player.
Owen Powell.
So
Alford's played great.
UCLA
Tony
is
Parker.
I'm calling a blowout in this game.
14, 20, and 12.
UCLA has 14 players in the NBA right now. Did I even know that? 14.
Didn't
a
know
lot of
that.
players.
I didn't know that.
But that doesn't affect
two
their
of
team
them,
now.
two
No, I know,
of
I'm just saying.
them, two of them on the top of my head are amazing, but otherwise I don't know.
Yeah, Westbrook and Love.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Collison's got to be up there.
Drew Holiday.
There's a lot of
Drew
Holiday.
Holiday.
Drew
They're
Holiday's
that
hurt,
mid-major
Collison's
team
hurt,
that just had
Holiday
develops amazing
gets hurt a
players.
lot.
I
Yeah.
mean,
He barely played.
After this
It's a
season,
shame because he's got a lot of talent. He's got a lot of
Dunk
talent.
contest winner Zach LaVine.
Mute
Yeah.
is from there.
I mean, it would be
And
best
you
to
gotta think
believe.
about that now. A quick flashback is that they should have won the national championship that year with Westbrook, Love, Collison, and Mba Mute, but Derrick Rose was apparently allowed to play.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He had something to say about it.
cheats on his SATs, but that's another story.
No. He didn't. You can't.
He didn't
cheat
take it. He
You
didn't
can't-
take it.
Exactly.
He didn't
you
take
can't
it.
cheat on it if you didn't take
Well,
it.
yeah,
Okay?
all right. We'll go.
Imagine that's his
fair enough. Fair. Yeah, I didn't take it.
Hey man, I didn't cheat on it because I didn't take it in the first place. Derek,
good argument.
shut up! You're not supposed to admit to that. You're not supposed to admit that you didn't take the test that allows you to get into college.
Maybe it's karma now.
It's
I don't know. Did Penny Hardaway and Brandon Roy not take it?
Brandon.
I would honestly throw a tantrum if UCLA wins against Gonzaga, but
I think it'll be
I
interesting.
doubt it.
but I don't think.
I doubt it's gonna happen. I'm calling a Kentucky type blowout right now.
I got
No.
the Bruins.
I don't know about
I'm
that.
calling it.
No,
I don't know
calling
about
it.
that.
No.
I got the Bruins.
Coming down to free throws.
Yeah,
Whoever hits
yeah.
the free throws. That's all I got.
That's amazing.
Okay, I think-
it's amazing how
Okay.
UCLA has come out of nowhere this tournament.
Moving on to Duke, Utah.
That's
I
one.
think it's Duke. The only way Utah wins is if Delon Wright has an enormous game.
Mhm.
The
But-
Delon
but-
Wright Tyus Jones matchup, I like it.
I'm
like
I'm
it.
running one thing past everyone right now. Even though granted Coach K is like this when it comes to every matchup, he doesn't like to underestimate his opponent.
Of course.
He is praising the Utes right
Oh, of
now.
course.
They're running. He is giving
And it
them.
looks better for you if you lose.
Psychological.
Yes.
That's all it is.
He's making sure that his team knows. There are a lot of young players on this team, on the Duke team. He wants
Very
no
young.
holding back when it comes to facing the Utah running Utes. You don't want anything to happen where you
course.
have a great season the way you do,
Right.
and he does not want to go through a loss like he did last year to a team that ultimately they should be able to beat. But it's a game I want to watch.
It's a chip on Coach K's shoulders in the Duke program.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
A lot of people,
Oh, yeah.
there's been the Lehigh and then the Mercer teams.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't really remember. Those are two of the worst Duke teams.
Oh,
Of course.
Probably
Yeah.
since
Absolutely.
Coach K sat out during the mid-'90s because of back issues and all that. But people they're underestimating Duke just because they lost last year. This is a completely different
Oh yeah,
team.
it's a completely
Quinn
different
Cook
team. It's a
made
whole
the
new team
biggest
other than Quinn
jump.
Cook.
Quinn Cook made a Nolan Smith type jump this
Yeah.
year.
Of course.
Yeah.
And this team really does remind me of the championship team with Singler. They can win this championship if Justice Winslow shows up every
Yeah,
game and
because-
plays his
Mhm.
best.
He's played.
Then they
he's
can
been,
they
he's
can
been
beat
playing,
anybody.
He's been great, and he's got. If he has an off game, Utah.
It's done. It's
Not,
done.
not, I mean,
Yeah.
well,
not.
I don't know. I think
I don't know
they're-
about done, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
there's
it's gonna
plenty
be
of guys to
closer.
pick up the slack. But it's gonna make it a lot more interesting.
But he's been playing great the
yeah,
first
he has
two
been.
games.
He has been.
And I think he's gonna.
He was in the
keep it up.
doghouse to start the year. He wasn't
was.
playing well at
No,
all.
no, he started the year off good.
And
then
he
went
had the
through his
lull right in
funk.
the middle.
Then he had that funk,
Yep.
that freshman wall.
Yeah.
But then
Right.
once he picks it up, Grayson Allen's played amazing lately too. He had that breakout game
Yeah,
against
he
Wake
did.
Forest.
Right.
They're already. Chad Ford was already.
Who hasn't
talking
had a
about
good game against Wake Forest this
it.
year?
Yeah, that's
Jeez.
true.
That's
we
a shame
did.
too.
We beat them.
Exactly.
We went in their place. How about
And
that, Chris Paul?
I wish Wake Forest had a good year because then we would have been in the tournament because that's an ACC win on the road.
Right. No, I mean,
We gotta stop doing this to ourselves. We have to stop. This is bad.
there's just so many things.
there's something different about the Duke team this year than what I saw last
Big men.
year. It's
So-
not just
yeah.
big men. It's not just big men. It's they have a sense of knowing how to play
They know who
the
they
game
are.
when
It's
it gets
better
close.
defense,
They're not trying to
It's
be
better
what they're not.
defense. It's better offense. They're better all across the board. And when it comes down to close situations, I've seen it multiple times. I watch a lot of their games this year, more than last year, and
'Cause
they
of me.
really know how to pull it out. Yeah, because of you. You're
course
like
they don't.
drilling them in my face. So, but no, but I've seen they have a sense of poise when it comes down the stretch that I had them.
Home.
Of course, that was one
game.
Even when
that
they
was
played
the best college basketball game of the year.
when they played in MSG against St. John's. You know, they were down by 10 in the second half.
Two best road games, two best road game victories all year. They went into Wisconsin, they beat them. They had the game of their lives there. Then they went into Virginia and they beat Virginia. They were down in that game too, and then Tyus Jones. I think.
But then think about how they played at home though.
I know.
The loss to Miami. Miami should have been.
Miami's done that a couple times.
Miami
they did it to Austin Rivers here.
Yep. Miami's
Kenny
inconsistency.
Kaji. Idea. He was like 26, older than Dave.
Miami's inconsistency kept them out of the tournament.
Yeah. Okay. So who do we got in this one? I got Duke.
I got Duke.
Yeah, I gotta see that Duke Kentucky matchup in the finals.
Even though I love Delon Wright, I gotta take Duke.
Okay, so we all have Duke. What did we didn't go for UCLA Gonzaga. I had Gonzaga.
I got Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
UCLA.
But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
I would not be surprised. It's not going to be a blowout.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if the Utes come out and maybe take that lead for most of the game.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. But Tyus Jones will probably have something to say about it at that point guard matchup.
I don't know. Who's more clutch, Tyus Jones or AJ?
is that even a question?
Oh my goodness.
It's not even a question.
It's really close.
It's AJ Icewater English.
Okay, when Tyus can draw a foul, Paul Pierce style, or
and hit the shot, let us know.
Then I'll give it to him. Well, I can't be biased because it doesn't work. They're my two favorite.
Yeah, they are your two favorite teams.
But because AJ's in one of my classes, I give it to AJ.
Yeah,
AJ,
start coming to class.
Yeah. All right.
Don't be Derrick Rose. Be
AJ. I ain't taking your test for you.
Don't make your coach look bad. He just got an extension. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we'll come back now. That's it for sports.
And we have a
story on a German
interesting
plane that
story when we
crashed
get
and
back.
killed 150 people. So we'll be back in a few.